Right now we live in the age of peak TV. Shows literally look like movies, budgets are at all-time high with shows like The Mandalorian spending 15 million per episode. So then why? Why do I miss old TV so much? There's something so comforting about old TV that we don't really get anymore. And as great as these high-budget shows can be, they're missing the relatability that made old TV shows so good. But to understand how this shift occurred and what it says about the current state of media, we first have to look at before the 2020s, most TV shows were built off of premises that felt deeply ordinary, with shows like Friends, which just follows 6 friends as they go throughout everyday lives in Manhattan. How I Met Your Mother, which is entirely built off of a dad just telling his kids how he met their mother. Or The Office, which just documents the daily activities within an office. On paper, all of these premises seem super boring. I mean, how could you expect somebody to go work at an office and then come home to watch a group of fictional people work in an office? But this is exactly what actually made it more interesting. It made an easily imaginable reality. We were able to picture ourselves in these same situations that the office workers were in, which made the shows a lot more interesting. I remember throughout my childhood, my family would frequently watch sitcoms, and we would compare each other to the characters and say, oh, you act like that one, or you act like that one. And this made the shows a lot more interesting, because we were able to actually relate to what was going on, rather than just watching a show for the sake of entertainment. But beyond providing relatability, these shows actually taught us things. Take Fresh Prince of Bel-Air for example.
Now this is a story all about how...
Of course, we all remember the show for its iconic theme song, but it was much more than that.
I'm gonna get a great job without him, I'm gonna marry me a beautiful honey, and I'm gonna have me a whole bunch of kids. I'm gonna be a better father than he ever was. And I sure as hell don't need him for that, because ain't a thing he could ever teach me about how to love my kids. How come he don't want me, man?
The show tackled serious topics that were on the minds of many Americans, or brought to light issues that just didn't get talked about enough, like systemic racism, classism, gun violence, and family health issues. The World of Fresh Prince allowed the audience to confront these topics on a larger scale than ever before. A person could watch a show like Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and learn something entirely new about the world, or think about something in a way that they had never thought about thinking about it before. As a black kid growing up in a middle-class family, I felt deeply seen by that show. I mean, I could relate to aspects of Will, but also aspects of Carlton. It felt really grounded and it felt relatable. But eventually, this relatability that we used to see in TV shows was replaced by high-concept spectacles. And now it seems like... Look at the biggest shows on television today. They're wildly out there. Severance features a dystopian corporate procedure that surgically splits your work and personal memories. The Boys, a dark, gritty, satirical take on a world with superheroes. Or White Lotus, which follows the employees and the elite as they stay at a luxury resort. All of these shows have a premise that doesn't really even seem possible within the reality that we currently exist in. I mean, yeah, Severance is a really good show, but I don't think I've ever thought, oh wow, that happened to me the other day while watching one of the episodes. Every episode is a high-stake puzzle of unlocking another secret or figuring out actually what's going on. They aren't just having fun, talking, have a nice fun little coffee chat. We used to be able to just have the TV running in the background and kind of just half pay attention to it. This is because the situations in the TV shows were really easy to follow because they're based on universal human experiences. For example, Friends has an entire episode called The One Where Nobody Is Ready, and the episode is about literally that. No one is ready, which made it super easy to follow or watch in the background because you've probably not been ready on time before. We watch to see how the characters act in this relatable situation. We aren't trying to learn anything deeper about the world or the show itself. Most new TV shows have episodes that are 45 minutes long, double the time of older TV shows, which were only about 22 minutes. And this means that writers can't write episodes with relatable themes because it would actually be really boring. I mean, think about if they showed people getting ready for 45 minutes. That'd be really boring, it would get really repetitive, we wouldn't want to watch it. So each episode has to be about something a lot bigger, something a lot more entertaining, because now the episodes are a lot longer. A first taste of this structural shift probably came from the CW's superhero boom. Shows like The Flash or The Arrow all featured 42-minute episodes across 22-episode-long seasons that all built towards some big bad at the end. The Flash's first season led up to the Reverse Flash, and the Arrow's second season led up to Deathstroke. With these shows, a larger emphasis was placed on overall story. I mean, you actually had to kind of pay attention in order to watch the next episode of a show without being confused. But at the same time, the seasons were 22 episodes long, which meant that they were able to utilize something that pretty much all older TV shows utilized: the filler episode. These filler episodes were crucial in order to build characters and also just have a fun episode. My favorite filler episode from the CW shows was the crossover between Supergirl and Flash, and they had a really nice musical.
Sing!
I'm your super friend.
But filler episodes gave these characters room to grow and become the characters that they were meant to by the end of the season. Modern TV shows don't get this luxury because now the seasons are only 8 episodes long. Not a lot of time at all. So people get really mad actually when filler episodes are introduced into a season's run, because now it's a really tough balance. You're either advancing the story or you're doing character building. It's hard to do both at the same time always, because the story arc is usually pretty complicated. So it becomes this balancing act of, do I want to advance the story or have an episode where we build the characters up a lot? It's pretty tough. A lot of focus is placed on just keeping the plot moving, and now it seems like when I was younger, I remember comparing myself constantly to all the characters in the shows. I would want to see which character I was most like. I remember my family doing the same. I would take BuzzFeed quizzes to see if I would get the character on an actual quiz. I would think about which friend I would be of the friends. Characters are why we watch these shows. New Girl's premise is literally that a girl moves into a loft with 3 guys. A show like this would be terrible if the characters were not meant to be relatable. You follow the group as they grow older, go through different relationships, grow closer to each other, face death, have existential crises, get married, and eventually all move out of the loft. It's something to grow up with. The show feels really relatable because it seems like something that happened to me or a friend or someone that I know. It's really grounded. It's not based off of some imaginary reality. We root for them as they go through life, and we care when something goes wrong. The characters are central to the show, and really the only reason why we watch the show at all. It doesn't matter what they do in the episodes as long as we get to spend time with them. It's comforting. It's like watching a friend that you care about go through life. Shows today don't really have this element at all, really. The characters being similar to us does not matter at all. The characters mostly exist as vehicles within the larger story. Take The Paper, for example, a spin-off of The Office. The story dominates the show, and I know this because I can't remember any of the characters' names even though I watched the entire first season. The Paper is a very different show than The Office ever was. For one, each season is only about 10 episodes long, while the episodes also remain at 30 minutes. This means we both have a lot less time with the characters, as well as an entire story that needs to be propelled by the first season. So as a result, we don't really get to know any of the characters, because each episode really serves as a function to propel the story forward, and they can't really waste any time because it's only 10 episodes long and they only have 30 minutes.
Do you know you have 30 minutes? Are you kidding me?
It's not like The Office at all. Even Abbott Elementary is a victim of this as well. Abbott Elementary is a show about an underfunded public school and the group of teachers and the principal that work within it. While Abbott is a really good show and it's relatable, it still has to operate within these premises of being an underfunded public school, and this kind of directs the episodes in a way that shows like New Girl or The Office never really had to face. The premise of Abbott Elementary is similar to The Paper in that there's some obstacle that needs to be overcome from the very beginning of the show. When Janine needs more school supplies, she has to navigate the difficulty of even finding the budget for these school supplies. When Gregory wants to open a garden, he struggles to find the resources to open this garden. And while the show is doing the best that it can given this obstacle, this premise ultimately controls the entire show. But there's a reason why the premise has shifted from being more of a backdrop to basically a thesis statement. It's because they have to be. Streaming has fundamentally shifted how we consume content and how networks determine what to actually fund. The concept of binging TV basically came from Netflix, watching all episodes of a season in one sitting. But it still seems kind of insane to watch 23 episodes all in one sitting. That sounds like a lot. But you know what doesn't sound like a lot? 8. So by changing the seasons to be shorter, but also lengthening the episodes, they're able to get a lot more watch time. Because even if you watch just one episode, you're still watching double the time that you would have if you would have just watched one. They're able to keep people on their platform for a lot longer. Plus, with the decline of cable television, people have a lot more choice in what they watch. Shows have to seem a lot more exciting. I remember passively consuming TV shows was normal when I was a kid. Maybe a show I liked had just finished, or maybe the TV was just on. But it was a lot easier to get exposed to things that you actually like that you would have never clicked on. But with streaming, we now pretty much choose everything we watch. If you don't actually find something interesting, you never have to watch it. So if a show has a boring premise or doesn't look interesting enough, it's probably not going to get any viewership because it's not going to have generations backing it. It's only going to have the people that chose to watch that show. A show like The Office would probably not succeed on the streaming platform if that was the first time it was being released. Shows now need a premise that seems super out there or super interesting because we might not click on it otherwise. Relatability is not as important as keeping us hooked on a show. Story does that for them. And it really saddens me that now sitcoms are basically gone, or at least how they used to exist. The special holiday episodes, or the ones based on real world events, or just characters we love doing nothing and merely existing. The connection that these older shows provided was something that I didn't realize that I would crave so much in this current media landscape. Yeah, newer shows are great, but sometimes they demand an attention that I don't always want to give. Sometimes I just want to see the silly ways that my favorite characters act in situations that I've been in before. But is it really? Currently, yeah, they are making new shows like this, but old TV shows still generate tons of viewership. One of Peacock's main pitches was that it was going to be the only streaming platform with The Office on it. And this was years after the show ended. New Girl was only able to make a 7th season because of the massive viewership on streaming platforms. People still clearly want to watch shows like this, even if new versions are not being made anymore. People want things to be relatable. Social media is literally built off of this idea. We want to be able to relate with what we see. We want to be able to connect with the people that we love. We want relatability. We want connection. And older TV shows are exactly this. They have that relatability and they have that connection. That's what we're missing in TV now. I think right now we are in a transitionary period. Every show wants to be a 10-hour movie, and every episode wants to end in a cliffhanger designed to keep us watching. It's exhausting, and there's plenty of times where I want to watch a show, but it just feels like such an investment. Older shows just didn't feel like that. It was just us watching a group of people that we love navigate the realities of life, and we felt a little less alone because of it. And I really hope shows like this come back, because everything demands our attention nowadays. It'd be really nice to have a show where we could just relate to the characters and have a sense of comfort just by watching it.
I thought it was weird when you picked us to make a documentary. But all in all, I think an ordinary paper company like Dunder Mifflin was a great subject for a documentary. There's a lot of beauty in ordinary things. Isn't that kind of the point?
Comment down below your favorite TV show and share this video with anyone that might enjoy it, and also comment in general and like and subscribe if you haven't already. And also, sorry for taking so long to upload. I actually just graduated and I'm now in New York. So yeah, big life updates, but I appreciate every single one of you guys, and I'll catch you guys in the next video.